Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and in this video I'll be talking about Warhammer and the HQs that you'll probably be using right out of the box with your Tzeentch Chaos Demon army. Now, as you may know, I've recently gotten into the 8th edition of Warhammer 40k, and I've decided to play Chaos Demons, and specifically I'm building an army from Tzeentch, that specific faction. Now, if you want to know why that's the faction that I chose, or why I went with 40k over Age of Sigmar, then you can check out this video up here. Yeah. There it is. And then come back and watch this one. Or check that video out after this one. It doesn't really matter what order you watch these Warhammer videos in. But if you're playing Tzeentch as well, one of the best things that you can do is pick up the Getting Started box. It's going to give you some pink horrors, some flamers, an exalted flamer, screamers, and one of the things that's in there is going to give you the options for 3 different types of HQs. Now, if you're just getting started with Warhammer, you probably know, but HQ, it's the term of basically your commander. It's the person or the monster or whatever that's on the field that's giving all of the orders, that is in charge, that is the field commander of sorts. Your armies are broken down into detachments, and detachments require one or maybe a few HQs. Now, when I opened up the Start Collecting box, I began putting everything together and painting, and it was a whole lot of fun. Now, this box isn't probably going to be enough for you to field an army right away. Just the requirements of the different detachments, you're just not going to have what you need. But you could put them together with a friend and play a fluff open pickup type game. As far as HQs go, I was actually pretty confused. I couldn't figure out where exactly the commander was. And ultimately what you're looking for is one of these little guys here. This is your Herald of Tzeentch. Now, there's a couple of different options for how you can put it together, and it's pretty cool, as well as there's the options for having him just run around on the ground, having him be on a flying disc, as well as having him on a burning chariot. These 3 different options are your HQs. And I'm going to talk about the 3 different types that you can choose from, as well as what the pluses and minuses, what they're good at, what they're not so good at, and how to use them so that you can get what's probably going to be your first HQ and use it pretty well. Now, this Herald of Tzeentch just running around on the ground, he is your change caster. Now, he's not super powerful. He's got 4 wounds, he has 6 inches worth of movement, and he's going to cost you 70 to 80 points. Like a lot of your Tzeentch units, he is a psyker, and he can try to deny or he can cast once. He's also able to expand his smite up to 24 inches as long as you go ahead and give him the Staff of Change. Alright, so he's not the most powerful, but what is good about this HQ? Well, first of all, he has a +1 aura, and that's going to extend to anything that's in a certain radius of him. And so he's actually pretty good to put with a bunch of your pink horrors, because that +1 is going to transfer to them. As long as you give him the Staff of Change, he also has 24 inches on his smite, which is pretty nice. That's a good amount of distance for him to have. As a psyker, it knows smite as well as one other power of Tzeentch, and really what you'll want to do with him is stick him with your pink horrors. You're going to let him be an escort of sorts in order to help buff them up. The next version up of this is a Herald of Tzeentch, but this is our Flux Master. Now, already this is quite a bit better. It's not that much more expensive. I think it's 99 points. It's just under 100. You'll want to make sure that you're giving him the Staff of Change as well, and basically he's going to be able to do all of the things that the Change Caster does. But where things get fun is the disc that he rides on. Now, that disc is going to allow him to make additional attacks. It also means that he's upping his movement to 12 inches and he has fly. If you're going to use the Fluxmaster, what I kind of suggest doing is letting him be an escort as well, but let him be an escort with your flamers. His buffs and the things that he's good at are going to make them pretty nice, especially when you consider using your flamers really well so that they are able to do quite a bit of damage during someone's charge phase or in their retaliations. And your third option, your Herald of Tzeentch in his final form, is going to be our Fate Skimmer. Now the Fate Skimmer is going to run you around 150 points, but with that it still has fly. He still has all of the same powers that the Changecaster and the Fluxmaster is going to be able to have, but he's up to 14 inches of movement now. Also, he has 3 blue horrors that are there with him on his chariot, so it's not going to change the profile or anything like that when it comes to aiming or the shooting phase or anything like this. This is a really nice anti-psyker unit. Plus the fact that you're going to be able to send him in, you can use it to escort things like your flamers or your screamers. You can put him in with a bunch of other horrors, either blue horrors or pink horrors, or do that nice little horror trick where, of course, every time they die, you can bring some blues and then some brimstones in. So there you have it. You've got your Herald of Tzeentch, and basically the Herald has different iterations. Now you'll want to build a bunch of different versions of this, which means getting more kits, and that means spending a lot more money. Of course, there's ways of getting around that, which personally I have no problem with. You can either use posts and pegs or even magnets to switch out if it's standing in the chariot or on the disc or just on a regular base. Or if you're playing with people that don't really care about WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, then just make sure that you're being very clear and consistent what type of HQ you've got out there and what their powers are. So there you have it, the Changecaster, Fluxmaster, and Fate Skimmers. 3 of the earliest HQs that you're probably going to use when you start to build your Tzeentch Chaos Demon army. How do you like to use these guys? What are the formations that you like to put them in? What is their loadout? What equipment do you like to have them with? Or what is your favorite spell or psyker power that you like to use with them? Let me know your tactics for them because I think they're cool little pieces and I'd love to know how to use them in my army even better. So leave me some messages about what you think and your tactics down in the comments below. Thanks for joining me. I'm Ryan and this is Roll for Initiative. A huge thanks to our Patreon patrons, and if you want to join them, head over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative. Check out the perks and help us continue to make more videos and better videos. A big thanks to Joan and to Bryce, to Lainey, Sean, and Arvi. We put videos out every Tuesday and Thursday, but we also do a lot of special videos, crossovers, and fun stuff that you don't want to miss. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the little bell for notifications every time we come out with something new. Like and share, tag us in a post, let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear me talk about next with Warhammer, and I'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative.